Hello and welcome back to Let's Play Victoria 2 Historical Flavor Mod, where we are playing as Ethiopia. When we last left off, the Great War had just ended with a damp squib of a settlement. Holy shit, was it ever not worth the 7 years it took to fight. But it's over, we won, and now we find ourselves enjoying the benefits of peace. We should, I think, be able to improve our economy and our industry quite a bit. And you know, one big incentive, especially to do so, is because of the. I think at the end of the month we're going to get a modifier, a no more war modifier, which is going to basically torpedo our ability to add war goals. At least for the next few years, because understandably, yeah, they our people would not want another war. Could I even do it now? Well, I suppose I can right now, but I think at the end of the month is when that modifier will kick in. Now, if you were to look at the borders, you would barely be able to tell that the greatest war ever fought took place here. The French have Timbuktu. We have the Sinai Peninsula and Djibouti. I think that might be it as far as territory goes. The Panama Canal is being built by France. Huh. Kind of scuttles the whole Monroe Doctrine thing that the United States had going on, although maybe they just didn't want to pay for the Panama Canal. Also, this wasn't part of the settlement, but apparently South Slavic nationalists were able to, through occupation, siege down Bosnia. So the borders of Yugoslavia no longer look as sad. Or they look sadder, depending on which perspective toward history you want to take, because, yeah. Anyway. Yeah, Italy has declared war on France. They are attempting to claim Savoy back. Here's the thing. I wouldn't be able to help them. Even if I built transports, I think the Italians might just... well, maybe not. I don't think I'd be able to add war goals in any case, but... One big problem is, I think nearly all of France's troops at this point are, far, far away. Certainly not going to be offering Italy military access or anything, but yeah. As you can see, our capitalists are getting to building factories right now, yeah, we've got a lot of construction going on, which we didn't even have to initiate ourselves, which is always good. Yeah, I have until the 13th to accept. I have a feeling Germany's going to be declaring as well pretty soon. And boy howdy, are France and Russia ever not prepared for this. I'm not sure it can be overstated how unprepared for it they are. Are they even sending? Anybody over? Are they capable of doing so? Well, you know what? The preservation of European empires is no longer my problem. My problem is in Persia, although it's not a very big problem, apparently. But yes, going to have to slowly rebuild everything. To the extent it even needs to be rebuilt, but... Yes, the demands of war has been removed, and we get no more war until... yeah, for the next 3 years. So, basically, even if we're called into defensive wars, we can't add any war goals. Our pops lose militancy because the war is over, but yeah, we kind of lose our appetite for it, understandably so. I mean, I've lost my appetite, and I'm just the guy playing the game. I'm not the guy. I'm not the virtual people dying. The 14 million virtual people who died in this thoroughly, thoroughly pointless war. Anyway, we are presently working on expanding our industry in various locations. Both. Oh, I do not like that sawmill. I'll deconstruct it as soon as I can build something better, like an automobile plant. I think we have the fuel and steel supplies to be building one of those. Shua is going to be our main industrial center, followed by Begemder. Then we're going to want to increase our number of national focuses as well as our industry. Industry research. I thought about, for my research focus, going with military-industrial complex, but I already have almost all of the Army tech, and Navy tech, apart from your naval base level and the types of ships you can build, isn't particularly useful. Well, although I suppose naval directionism can, if you're a European power trying to colonize China as opposed to taking a province from modernized China. So I'm going with industrialism. I want to research the industrial techs and get that part of the score up. See if I can't at least sneak up to like number 9 or number 10 or so, because I think it might be a bit. I think it's a bit too late for me to become a great power. Slightly disappointing because I've done it before as Ethiopia. It's quite doable, But, yeah. I don't think it's going to happen this time. Interesting thing to note is how many of the Balkan countries seem to have fallen outside the orbit of Russia, which is, not good for them considering how hard they fought to get Constantinople. Can't say I really like the way Turkey's distributing their troops there. Makes me suspicious. Though Turkey doesn't appear to have any cores where I have them. Russia does, though. Well, Germany doesn't seem to have declared war on France yet. Okay, good. Now I can... Integral rail system. Rails are always a good first thing to build. Let's see if I can get one of them slightly faster. Combustion engine would open the technology that would let me build aircraft and automobile factories and also tanks, both of which are quite useful. Well, all three of which, rather. And, Well, on balance, the railways always give you bigger bonuses. Combustion engine can wait a year, I think. Yeah, I don't think we're going to be able to stop Italy from getting what it wants. Alright, so less than a year after the First Great War has ended, the Second Great War, or perhaps you might more accurately term it the second half, the German phase of the First Great War, has begun. France and Russia are both absolutely exhausted from that long and bloody previous conflict. France, not being technically allied with me anymore, is not going to call me into this one, and I would not want to be. Hopefully, Germany doesn't demand much more than Alsace-Lorraine, but we'll have to see. It may be that we see France and Germany just short off their hollow triumph in the Great War to see themselves dashed against the rocks. That would be a very interesting thing to see. I mean, if that's the case, it might be argued that, in fact, we were the only winners of the Great War, and we didn't even win that much. So, Yeah, I'm wondering. I did see some Indian nationalists in India. Are those gone now? Hmm. Yeah. I don't see any of the wars that they're involved in. Yeah, Italy also added another core territory to their demands. And France will accept if it's smart. Because they are not only at war with Germany, they are also at war with Japan and nationalist China and Spain. Lots of folks with direct borders on them, in other words. So yeah, once again, I reiterate, I don't see this going well for them. One thing that is going well, our industrial expansion. We have a lot of factories being constructed at present. Some of them even good factories. Yeah, machine parts factory in Sana'a. Those are always good. Well, in terms of production of electric gears, we are the #2 producer of electric gears. I think we're the #6 producer of machine parts. #5 producer of fuel. #2 producer of rubber. Indeed. And #4 of telephones. So we've got a lot more going for us than we had pre-war. Although, this may be more in spite of the war than because of it. Huh. Well, French were able to win a battle. That's something. Maybe they're able to bring this one back. Maybe. Boy, howdy, are the numbers not on their side, though. Let's ally with Belgium, at least to see how they're doing. Not great. Yeah, Germany's army is pretty dang strong. It is the anti-Austria-Hungary, if you will. That is an alarmingly high popularity for fascism in Yugoslavia. Also, Chelmsford is full of Scotsmen. Not sure how they migrated there. Must be some sort of deal with craftsmen migrating or workers migrating. Unless there's something about the culture and history of Chelmsford that I'm not familiar with. Any of you viewers who happen to be from Britain, I have a feeling that that is weird, because this is not Scotland, and yet almost half the people there are Scottish. And there's about 1,500 Canadians there as well. So yeah. Germany seems to mostly be adding more colonial war goals as opposed to dismantle empire war goals. One hopes for their sake that they don't add anything more than that. They may have just enough to stabilize the Russian front, but they aren't going to be able to keep the Germans and the Spanish out of France. I have a feeling the Second Great War is going to be over a lot sooner than the first one was. So yeah, our allies are our allies in the last war are essentially screwed. I mean, they have so little army left in their own homeland that there isn't even any battle score. So yeah, I think it's basically a foregone conclusion. But we already that's not going to take any of the war goals we want away from us. So I don't give a shit what happens to all these white people. And on that bright note, I think that's a good place to end this episode in particular. As you can see, our industrial score has increased by quite a bit, even as we've just been recording over the course of less than a year. I think we can see that I think we can see it boom upward of perhaps a few hundred more points. We can get. Let's make it a goal to get to. I'll say 500 industrial score. Let's make that a goal. I think that's quite doable. Might be setting it a bit too low, given that there's about 10 years left, but still, yeah, we are in the midst of we are at the beginning of our post-war boom. So, on that note, I have been Maricotti, you have been you. Remember to like, share, and subscribe, and I will see you next episode.